Okay, this is a teacher's guide, I guess, to how to work with algebra tiles. First, where does this algebra tile thing come from? Well, I Googled it and figured out that it's this guy, Zoltan Diaz, and he's born in Hungary in 1916. Now, he did all sorts of things in his life. He was a high-level mathematician, but he really got into math education. And he worked in England for a lot of his life. But he ended up in Canada, and that's where I saw these algebra tiles in the Canadian textbooks. He's had a big influence on how they teach algebra. Now, it's just another way. You certainly don't have to use this technique, but he's into creative ways and ways that make people think and really understand, and it's a visual way to look at algebra. Here's the main thing with these tiles. The long ones stand for x. Each one of these long blue ones is a positive x. Each one of the long black ones is a negative x. I just chose 7 because when I put together these little packages, just to get started, I had 7x, positive x's, 7 minus x's. And then 7 units. Each one of these little ones here stands for 1. And each one of the minus stands for minus 1. Now, the way this thing is this game is played is that when you take a blue tile and you put it on a black tile, it cancels. And we know that plus 1 minus 1 is 0, so it goes away. And in the same way, plus x and minus x, if you put them on top of each other, it goes away. And you can play that game just using the idea an equation has equals. There's a left side and a right side that are equals. And you play the game by putting moving things around by putting black ones on blue ones to make them kind of disappear. Okay, now the way I do this is I would first start off with kids and say, okay, 4x plus 2 equals 2x plus 6. And then I would try to see, okay, can you make a description of this? Can you display it? And well, there's your 4x's, there's your 2 equals, there's your 2x, there's your 6. Well, it's that easy. First, they have to be able to display it. Okay, now we want to solve the equation. Now, the first way, we can even forget about the black things. And what we're going to do is just show the kids, hey, what if I took away 2 from this side? Well, they'd be gone. And if I took away 2 from this side, then we'd have this new equation. What would it be? And maybe they should be able to write it down. 4x's equals 2x plus 4. And then you take away the 2x's and you get 2x equals 4. And then just put them on their side. You've got 2x equals 4. We know the rule is divide by the number in front of x, but here we don't have to look at the rule. We can say divide this group of 4 into 2 groups of 2, and we're looking at our answer, x equals 2. It's a visual way to be able to look at it. When you go to do the negative thing, say we could do this same problem, but use the negative algebra tiles. And what you would do is you'd take 2, instead of thinking just take away 2, you think of adding minus 2. So put them right on top of those, put those on top of those, and we get the same thing, 4x equals 2x plus 4. Do the same thing with minus 2x. And they should be able to see, hey, look, you're doing the same thing to both sides. And we end up with that equation, which will be these 2 will get canceled, these 2 will get canceled. We get the equation, and there you go. So what I would do when I do these things, I would start off with saying, okay, what's minus 3x equals minus 6? They'd have to put it down. Now, how would I solve this equation? And then they just have to try it. We're going to take the 3 blue ones and put them on this side. It'll cancel these. And we're going to add 6 blue and 3 blue to both sides. And when we do that, we almost end up with our answer. 3 blues, long x's, equal the 6 on the right, you see, just like the notes that I've shown the kids. And then you do it the same way. Just put them on their sides, the digits, that's 2, 2, and 2, and there's your x equals 2. Okay, so anyways, build the equations. You make up an equation, get the kids to do it, and then get them to play with the algebra tiles to see if they can solve the equation. And I would do it by, put the actual equation on the right as you go down. I hope that helps. I hope it works.